We're about to go and visit some family, and my sister asked me to make a chicken feeder for her. Have an extra one of those. Have an extra little kit to make a feeder. So let me get that for her. I think it is right here. Let's see if I'm right. Wrong. Not behind door number 1. Or behind door number 2. Pipe stuff. I'm just kidding. One day, I was looking over into there, in that little spot right there, and there was a big possum looking at me. Man, it freaked me out bad. Okay, so I found them. But let me just give you a brief intro or another description about what these are. I love them. I've shown you a video about how to make a feeder before with these. So easy. The kit comes with a hole saw and these right here. And so what you do is this comes unscrewed. This has a little rubber washer here. So that way it will seal up on your bucket or whatever it is you're going to put this in. You drill a hole with that hole saw, stick this in the hole. You put this on the inside of the bucket, and then you just tighten it up. So easy to make an amazing chicken feeder. Those trough feeders, the other kind of feeders, I haven't seen a lot of great use for those because the chickens waste so much food. Anyway, so the way that it works is the chicken will stick its head into here, and there's food down here where my finger is, and so then the chicken sticks its head all the way in there, eats this food that's down here, and by the time it pulls its head out, it doesn't have any mess, and so it doesn't pull food out with it. They can't scratch this to cast food everywhere. This goes in your bucket. The food level comes up above this, so they eat the stuff on the bottom first. It's an amazing thing. I one time thought, hey, we should make something kind of like this, but as we oftentimes do, we don't take action on our great ideas. But someone did take action on their great ideas here. If you're interested, let me know, and I'll send you the link to where I bought these, or you can check out my other video that shows how to make a chicken feeder. But found these. I'm going to put them in the van. On to the next task. Next task at hand. The bulls have been there for a couple days, so I'm going to rotate them to a new pasture. I'm going to give them a bit bigger of a space this time because I want them to be able to last for about a week or so. I know we're supposed to rotate them every couple days, but I want them to last for about a week, so I'm going to give them a bit more space. Just like anything, they need an incentive, so I'm going to let them out of their current space, and they're going to have access to the bigger pasture. Well, I'm pouring some food right now, so that way I can give them an incentive, a little lure, if you will, to get back into the confined area, or somewhat confined area. It'll still be a couple acres, but somewhat confined. You gonna come through here, Juliet? Come on. Notice how she respects the gate here in the fence because she has her little pipes of freedom on. If those were gone and she could just come in here whenever, then she might go into a neighbor's place whenever. Anyway, it's a good plan, a good system. If you've got a Great Pyrenees or another dog that is roaming a lot, I suggest you make an effort at stopping that before a fellow farmer stops it for you. I'm going to move this electric fence. When you're working with any electric fence, first step, turn the charger off. I like to disconnect it just to make sure that I'm not going to get popped, because I've been popped before. Enjoyable. Then I'm going to take this reel off. Yeah, Leroy? Yeah, Leroy? Good boy. So I'm going to take this little reel off. They'll probably be hesitant a little bit at first. But then they're going to start roaming in freer pastures, and then I'm going to set up my new fence. I'm going to run the second strand of electrical wire. I've got this one, you probably can't see it, but I've got that ribbon out there, and that will keep them from going back into the part that they just were in. It's not a big issue if they go back there. However, to eliminate the parasite buildup and the buildup of poop, which I want all over the pasture, I'm rotating them out. So if they go back in there, you know, it's not the end of the world. However, I'd like to get them onto a new fresh piece of ground, which this is. You probably can't tell in the video, but that right there is eating down quite a bit. This right here has got about 6 inches or so of growth on it. So they're going to eat this down for the next little bit, probably about a week. Yeah, it should be awesome. Been working on this thing for a while, this issue, and I questioned whether I should show it. And I thought, you know what, let's just be vulnerable together. We're all in the same family, right? So I was thinking, you know, I'm not going to reel up the whole thing of electric fencing because it's a lot of work, and then it's got to restretch it. So I'm just going to kind of bunch it up as I go along, and then it'll just come untangled, right? Super easy, right? Well, not the case. And I think that life is very similar to this, where we think, you know what, I'm not going to do what this person recommended. Now, people haven't necessarily recommended that I not do that, but I'm just going to take this shortcut. And that shouldn't be that bad of a deal, right? It's just a shortcut. It's going to be so much easier. And some of the times it works out. Some of the times you really hit it big and there are no issues, and you just kind of go, and then you just move on, right? And things work quicker than you think. Some of the times, I should say, some of the times it happens. Not often, but some of the times. But what about the times it doesn't happen? What does your brain do? What do you allow your brain to do? Do you allow your brain to freak out and go crazy? And talk about, oh man, you messed up again. You know, I mean, you grow up in there. You could allow your brain to go crazy, or you can just say, you know what? I made a mistake. That means I'm human, still one of God's children, and that's evident because I made a mistake. And if you didn't make a mistake, then you wouldn't need a savior. But you do need a savior. So it's okay to make mistakes. And it's okay to be vulnerable. Don't beat yourself up over making a mistake. Life goes on. Like, we all make tons of mistakes. That's just part of it. You don't need to be perfect. School teaches you that you got to be perfect. You got to get the good grades. Otherwise, you know, you're not going to get a scholarship. Or you're not going to get into the really good classes you want to get into, or, you know, whatever the case is. But that is not the case. I mean, it may be the case about scholarships and stuff, but it's not the case about life in general. It's okay to make mistakes. And it's okay to work through those mistakes. And you shouldn't allow yourself to get so frustrated over simple mistakes. I'm going to work this out, and then I'll show you when it's done. Like that, after quite a bit of effort, I am now able to just lift this thing up, and it's straight. No longer a problem. And that's the same thing that happens in all of our lives. If we have some kind of frustration, we have some kind of a problem, if we give up, we wouldn't be pulling the string right now, and we wouldn't be successful in doing the thing that we were hoping to do. If we let a setback, a challenge, an issue get in our way, that's what would happen. Well, as most things in life, that took way longer than we anticipated. But had this buddy, had a really good buddy, also come out and help me get everything untangled. It was a significant deal. There's got to be an easier way, but we did it, and we got the bulls, didn't we? Here's this little helper as well, this little white ghost of a dog. Anyway, we did a great job. We moved the cows. Now they got some fresh grass to eat, and they're good to go for a while. I think that might be all that we get done today. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day finding freedom in your life from Finding Freedom Farm.